Alright guys, today we are building and reviewing set number 7140, the X-Wing Fighter. This is the very first Star Wars set ever created, released in 1999 and coming in at 263 pieces. This was one of the very first sets that I ever got my hands on as a child. Reopening the instruction manual and starting off these first couple of pieces brought me back to what it was like to experience Lego for the first time. The instructions and even the pieces are different than the ones that you see in today's sets. In the instruction manual, it does not tell you which pieces you'll need for each next addition to the build. Instead, you're left to kind of examine what pieces are different from this picture versus the previous picture. And honestly, I'm here for it. I loved every second of that. As for the pieces, they were different. Of course, every piece will work with each other all the way back to the 1950s, but these pieces, they lacked the amount of clutch power of current pieces. But again, it was a feeling that was super nostalgic, even though, by all intents and purposes, the newer style pieces are better for building and stability. This reminded me of something inside my childhood that made me fall in love with Lego. For a second, I did think that the set had been discolored by the sun or something, but then I remembered in 2004, Lego changed up the clutch power and the shades of gray and brown. I realized that this set was before that change. This was the original grays, the original browns. And that made me so excited. It's honestly the only set in my collection that has the original colors. And sure, it does look a little bit different when it stands up next to the other sets, but it's supposed to. You guys, this thing has legacy. This is a set that's different from the other sets. When I finished connecting the foils and the KX-9 laser cannon, I had no choice but to swoosh this thing around, and man did it feel good. The set comes complete with 4 minifigures, and a few things stood out, like this front storage area. And then there's the cockpit, which is super bare. In fact, you can't even fit the minifigure inside if his arms are up. They've got to be down by his side. There's also another storage area in the back. All of these features harken back to the late 1990s Lego style builds. One of the things that I loved was seeing the old vintage style hinge pieces like there are in the back storage and front storage areas. One thing that took some getting used to is that there's absolutely no Technic pieces in this build, which makes it extremely fragile. The rear thrusters fell off just about every time I moved this thing around. Unlike later iterations, this X-Wing can be displayed in attack mode with the S-foils open. However, with the addition of Technic pieces to the S-foils and the landing gear, there's a lot of stability in later sets that this thing lacks. This set was also our introduction to part number 30359, the classic laser cannon, which would wind up being in just about every Star Wars set until around 2003. The minifigures are pretty standard. We've got Luke Skywalker, Biggs Darklighter, R2-D2. It's also worth mentioning that I love the classic lightsabers. We also get a Rebel technician who kind of just wound up looking creepy. All in all, guys, this thing joined my forever display and is hands down my favorite set that I own. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to leave a comment and share this video with another Star Wars friend. Hey friends, this is Mo, and I just want to invite you to join us over on TikTok, where we have amassed a following of over 485,000 Lego lovers just like you. Just a reminder, we are giving away a Stranger Things Lego set at 5,000 subscribers. All you got to do is make sure to subscribe, Turn on that notification bell. Every single comment and like counts as a brand new entry into the